My name is DJ Ali Red, and you are now tuning to the newest episode of the All Things House podcast. And tonight we got a very special guest, DJ, music producer, house music producer, my boy Miguel.
What's going on, Doc?
What's up, bro?
How are you?
Chilling. So, man, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Not much, man. Doing good. Just, hustling, making tracks.
Yeah, of course,
of
course. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start. What came first, production or DJing?
So basically, long story short,
no, let's go long story long.
Okay. I won't make it too long. So I basically grew up in a very music-oriented family.
Okay.
I had a lot of musicians, but the big thing was my dad and mom were huge music heads.
Okay.
And I remember always picking CDs from their huge, 1,000 CD rack.
Yep. And
that's basically what started my DJing,
Okay.
So when I got to my first rave is when I was like, all right.
What year was this?
2008 EDC.
Okay. Oh.
I was practically forced to go, to be honest.
Yeah.
My friends held me down, grabbed my credit card, and
you.
the best thing I've ever experienced in my life. So, yeah, basically that was about 4 or 5 years of DJing. But I started off with a duo.
Okay.
As Cali Paris.
Okay.
And he basically taught me how to DJ.
Okay.
And then I wasn't a producer; he was more him.
Okay.
But after we broke up because he had to go back to France.
Okay.
That's when I started producing more.
Paris, France, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Okay.
He went back because he graduated and,
okay.
He wanted to make a life back in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
But so I kept the name going for another year.
Okay.
And then I just decided to just go by Miguel Rios.
Okay.
And that's when it kind of really solidified my artistry, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So from that point of kind of not breaking up, but going on your own, how did you become more available on the scene? Because you say the DJ wise. Right?
Yeah. So basically, when I was doing the Cali Paris thing, we would do more club gigs and all that stuff.
Okay.
And when we started to go our separate ways, I basically almost had to start over.
Yeah.
So it kind of started from the bottom again because it was just me.
Mm-hmm.
But it really humbled me because I was used to playing in packed clubs and so I started to play in front of empty rooms again. But it was good because I felt more organic.
Okay.
And yeah, it just kind of evolved that way, and it's probably the best decision I've ever made.
And during that time when you went on your own, was it more house music or was it more open format or what was it?
So about 4 or 5 years ago, I used to do open format gigs, but
Okay.
it wasn't under Cali Paris. I just did it just to do it.
Okay.
And as a side income. But when we were doing Cali Paris, it was a mixture of old school big room house,
okay,
Swedish House Mafia stuff,
Yeah.
mixed with house.
Yeah.
And then
because that's right around that time, 2008ish, 2009ish, where they were booming. Right.
When people hear big room, they think of Tiesto stuff, and all
Yeah.
that stuff. I have nothing against it, it's just not me. But
yeah,
we played that, mixed it with house, and then when we just separated, we I got way more into house.
Okay.
Like deep house, garage.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it, all that UK stuff, and yeah.
Nice. So from there, from the DJ wise, the next step would be production, right? Is that?
Yes, because my partner was doing all the production.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the studio with him, but
Yeah.
he was the engineer.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt. Talk about how that process started with the whole because he knew more than you at that time, right? So talk about how you learned what he taught you by seeing.
So what I did was I'm a very visual learner.
Okay.
My best way of learning is just watching someone do something.
Yeah.
And that's what I did for a lot of years. I watched him, and I'm not gonna lie, he was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So, internally, I was very self-conscious because he was really good.
Yeah.
But as soon as I got over that, is when it really started to kind of manifest itself, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Because producing is not just going in there and let's make tracks. It gets a little deeper than that. You know what I mean? That makes sense. So that's kind of when I decided, you know what, I want to do this. And DJing will always be there, but producing music is just something that can't really replace.
Correct.
Feeling wise, at least.
I feel you. So do you remember your first track you pushed out?
Yeah. So when the split happened, and I went to Miguel Rios, I had a couple tracks lined up. There was one I did with my homie Jesus the Punk.
Okay.
Shout out to Jesus.
Jesus, what's up, man? The homie was just on.
Yeah. That's my boy.
Yeah.
I did one with him. I did one with my boy Adam Cott, but known as PT.
Yeah.
That was his first release.
Okay.
And then I had a third one I did with my boy Sam Wild.
Okay.
Which got released on Spirit. Those are my first 3 Miguel Rios productions that I put out myself.
Okay.
And I kind of went from there. And then me and PT had just been making tracks since then, basically.
Ever since, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the fans that have seen the first episodes of the All Things Out podcast,
and shout out to PT, by the way.
Early.
That's my boy.
That's his boy. So PT was the first person on the podcast. So
great episode. Great.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. So Pete and Miguel, they're partners. They're DJ partners, but they're also music production partners as well. Yeah. So from then, how did you guys kind of meet?
So it's a funny story. So I lived in this house with like random friends that I've met over the years, and one of my friends that I knew from school, AI, Art Institute, brought over this guy. Like, he's like, is it cool if I bring someone over? I was like, yeah, whatever. And what ended up happening is I became friends with Adam, PT, more than that was my roommate. Okay, yeah. And so me and Adam just hit it off, and I just liked the vibes he was putting out, and just like kind of kept me on my toes, and yeah, it just blossomed into something great. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I didn't hate having me in the studio, but my ego almost got in the way. Okay. And as soon as I put that shit away,
put it aside,
me and him were just started like clicking real good, because he might not know all the mouse clicks. Yeah. I mean, he knows some, but his ideas are just unreplaceable.
And that's kind of what I was talking about on previous podcasts of being a part of. Because like I said, before in previous podcasts, I'm part of a group too. Nice. My homie, my partner is Simone Glad.
Oh wow, he's a G. Yeah.
Homie, you know what I mean?
Boy, yeah, hell yeah.
So we were talking about like finding a partner that hopefully their strong points are your weak points, and vice versa.
Exactly what we have.
And that's the perfect like the yin and the yang mesh. You know?
The best part too is I'm teaching them. I'm taking them on my wing, producing wise, and DJing too. Mm-hmm. But I've tried to get him to be more hands on. Okay. Because as soon as he learns the program, it's races are off. Yeah. And that's what I'm really looking forward to, because I'm telling you, there's so many times in the studio where we'll be stuck, and he goes, "Try this," and I'm like, "Nah," and then I'll just get up and he'll start doing something, and I'm like,
fuck, right?
Yeah, and I might just blow and smoke. But for real. People always ask me, and like, what's up with him? I'm like, dude, like, I'm mentoring him, but he teaches me a lot as well. Yeah, like, no joke.
Of course.
Which is really, I needed that after that little split. Yeah. Because I'm used to having a partner, and I'm a team player. I love, coming together with someone else with like-minded. So that's definitely going really good.
Yeah, for sure. And when we were talking with PD earlier, previous episodes, you guys just released in December 2019?
We have a couple. So the first one we did recently was the Late Night Jackin.
Late Night Jackin, okay.
Moody Groove release. And we had Matthew Bryan, shout out to another homeboy.
Yeah.
On the remix. We had 2 tracks, In My Soul and then Moody Groove. Yep. It's funny about those tracks. We sat on those for like a year. Yeah. And I remember, I think we made those like super faded one day. But and we sent them out, and we had a really big problem with sending tracks out. We didn't do it. Yeah. As soon as we started doing it, we got feedback.
Right?
And then we have another release on Smashin Trax. That's a label out of UK, and we've been looking for them for like a long time, and I just randomly sent them, and you got a release going, which is huge. Yeah. So that one just came out in, I think, December.
Yeah, it was like December, January time.
Yeah. But and then we have another release that's on a pre-order on Traxsource on Plastik People recording. Yep. Shout out to Mark, another boy. Yeah. He did a remix on one of our tracks. Okay. This one we made, I think, almost 2 years ago, and we sent it to him, and he loved it. Did a badass remix, which I played in my last track in the mix. Mm-hmm. And we got that one, and then we got another release. Remix for our boy Physics. Yeah, Physics. Out of the UK, which is another shout out to that boy. Like, he's amazing. Yeah. We had that one in the hole, and so
So I know a lot of producers, they do one of 2 things. Every time they make a track, they try to get it released. But you guys, it seems like you guys make a track, send it out to friends, see how they like it. Sit on the phone a little while, let it cook for a bit, and then release. Which way do you think is better? Not better.
So what we do is, the way we go about it is, at first we would not send them at all. Yeah. We would just make tracks and then like see what happens. Now we kind of plan things out more. Mm-hmm. Adam's really good at organizing and being a creative. What do you call it? Not manager, but he helps you keep everything in line almost. Yeah. With reminding, and
so he's like the organizer.
Yeah. Because I'm all over the place. Yeah. Mentally at least, but. We'll go in the studio, and he'll be like, all right, let's make a 2-track EP. Mm-hmm. Let's make one this month, blah, blah, blah. And then, we just build up, and then we send them out all to like one label. Wait, if they don't say anything, send them out to another one. Yep. To us, that seems better, because a lot of artists make the same mistake that I've heard that it happens all the time, is they make a track and they put it up on SoundCloud or, they put it up on Instagram, all the time, and it just kind of loses its shock value.
Yeah.
Labels like it when you, at least the bigger ones, like it when you give them stuff that no one's ever heard.
Okay.
Or that hasn't been on the internet.
Okay.
So we've had luck with that, and yeah, planning things out is a really big key for us, because before I had such a hard time visualizing things, but when Adam came along, he kind of streamlined the whole process.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's how we do it.
Nice. So as far as like the streamlining the whole process, you guys have been working together for how many years now?
I think it's been like 2.5.
2.5 years.
Ever since our first release was Oscar P, and again another boy,
another homie.
Yeah, he owns Open Bar Music.
Yep.
And a couple other labels, and he gave us our first shot. But yeah, it's just been kind of like a good journey so far.
Yeah, for sure. So as far as the journey, right? Where do you guys see yourself in 2 years, 3 years?
So basically, what we've been doing lately, like as of late, is again building up tracks like a bunch, and really focusing on things that we are really into at the moment. So what I like to do when I go into a session is look for new music for a couple minutes, hear some of my new favorite stuff, get inspired, because I've seen in the past my best tracks that I've done, feedback wise, have been from the tracks that I was inspired. Like I heard a sample or a vocal or even a clap or a kick.
Yeah.
And I'll go with that, write that out, and then it's just a matter of being productive when you're feeling inspired. Yeah. For real, because it's so hard to make music when you're not feeling it or It's just I don't know. My advice is, if you're not feeling inspired, don't force it. Because it really promotes negative feelings, because you start to doubt yourself. Yeah. I'm not saying do it all the time. Yeah. But there's so many times where I've knocked my head against the wall. Yep. And I should have just went home. But yeah, my biggest thing is just being inspired and then really getting that, even if it's just humming into your phone, saving samples. But voice notes, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely been in the studio for 3-4 hours and come up with nothing, and then
so many times
the last half an hour is oh shit, boom, and that light turns on, and then it's okay, I'm ready to go now.
That too, and also if you spend a lot of time 6 hours in the studio, and then it's good to stop and then come back the next day for a couple hours and listen to see with fresh ears. Yeah. Or bring someone else in, because there's times where I spent 12, not consistently, but 12 hours total. Come the next day, I made shit.
Yeah, exactly.
For real, it's not I made it with my
feet shit.
Yeah. So being really on top of the inspiration thing. I know it's random, but if you can really take advantage of that inspiration, it can really be motivating. Because when you start making good music, you want to get back in there, and it makes it feel less like a job.
Definitely. So in the beginning, you mentioned that you come from a music background, right? Your brother.
Yeah.
Your brother, right?
Yeah. So he's one of the more popular ones, but I also have a cousin who's he's a rocker. Okay. So he's been doing the punk thing for a long time, and I watched him. I have other musicians. My grandma sang. Yeah. My dad played some instruments, but yeah, my brother's the one that really was a natural. Yeah. I watched this whole thing happen from his first guitar to now winning a Grammy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, him and the Free Nats and Anderson .Paak is just watching that whole thing develop from the beginning. It's just been something that's been very special to me.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, I get asked a lot if I get jealous or if I'm intimidated, but no, my brother treats me like the best.
Yeah, it's your brother.
I mean? Yeah, well, you'd be surprised. Sometimes, you get treated differently from family members, but I've been blessed with a really good, supporting brother, because, I mean, he could have easily left me in the dust. Yeah. He's a rock star. Yeah. I mean, Free Nats, I'm sure people will recognize and Anderson .Paak, but that's been godsend for me.
For sure. So you've been out on tour with them a little bit. So you've experienced the whole kind of tour life, right?
So I haven't necessarily gone on their tour yet. Yeah. Which is, I'm trying to become a part of their team. But I've gone to a lot of the shows and been back there, and just when I go to these shows with them, I try to be a fly on the wall and just learn. Yeah, exactly. And I'm and they like having me around, which is huge, because I don't want to be that guy to tag along. Yeah. But I try to learn. I try to talk to the sound engineer. I try to talk to the band, see what they do before shows, and it's just a really good learning experience, because it's a very natural thing for me, because I watched it from the beginning, and just seeing that progression has been really, really helpful with my mentality.
And that's what I was going to mention, the whole learning aspect of it. You know what I mean? It's always good to learn from someone that you respect, obviously. So you have the upper hand because you respect them and you love them. That's
of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he'll teach you what you need to do for when you guys make it to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Boom. How to act, how to do this, what you guys should take, what you guys shouldn't take, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
So to piggyback off that, me and my brother Jose, shout out to my brother. We do this little project we've been doing for a while called Minx.
Okay.
So basically it's just my house style with the 4 to the floor drums, and then we get his live instrumentation, guitar, bass. We even get live shakers, claps, and we just have that a 4 to the floor disco funky feel.
Yeah.
And I actually dropped one of our tracks in the very first track.
Okay.
That I was telling you about.
Yep.
And yeah, that's been going good. I mean, we've been doing that for now 2.5 years, and with my brother's success, it's actually helped us because now he gets sponsored by companies. Like he's a Fender artist, sponsored by Orange. I mean, Roland.
Yeah.
It's just been really what do you call it? I'm really lucky, to be honest, with that
part. Of course.
I mean, he has companies begging to put
the stuff on.
Yeah, and so we get to just pick and choose, and we're really trying to be professional about this because we really want to start like a studio business.
Okay.
Where people come in and I engineer for them, and so that's kind of where we're going with that. But yeah, Zay Minx. Check out Zay Minx on SoundCloud. But yeah, so that's kind of what we've been doing.
Yeah. So when do you guys project? First with Pete, when you guys project your next thing coming out?
So what we've been focused on is our 2 labels, is Rob Soul, and Divine Sounds.
Okay.
So Rob Soul's Phil Weeks, and Divine Sounds is Sam Divine.
Yep.
And those are 2 labels that are really, really true to our heart.
Yeah.
Like those are like, once we get to that, then I think it's like the confidence boost that we need.
Yeah.
But those are the 2 main goals for this year.
Yep.
We already accomplished many of our goals that we've set out, but those are the 2 main ones. And we've also been playing together.
More, right?
DJing, more. And like I said, I've been mentoring him, but he's been improving crazy.
For sure.
His track selection is unreal.
Yep, for sure.
So as long as he learns how to completely get it down to where he can read a crowd, which he's really doing, but he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. I'm telling you.
For sure.
So I love seeing that progression.
But yeah, that's one of the dope things because I've seen him play. We've known each other for we all met the same fucking day actually.
Yeah.
And at what event was it?
Oh, that hole in the wall. Not hole in the wall.
No. At it was on the rooftop.
Pueblo.
Pueblo. Yeah.
Pueblo.
Yeah. And like you guys you brought me in and said what's up, blah blah. Yeah. So it's been love all.
So it's funny you bring that up. That gig, I was doing most of the mixing, but his track selection was off the charts. But if you compare it to how he is now,
yeah, of course. But that
mixing has just been through the roof.
But that's the best. That's the good thing about being a creator. Like the last episode we were talking about how things when you first start off, they're shit.
Yeah, of course.
But it's the ones that keep on going, keep on going, bust through them walls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, or the ones that quit.
I mean, yeah. I feel I have a lot of friends who quit over the past 10 years.
What I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not a point if I don't respect them.
Yeah.
It's not that at all. It's just they just didn't want it hard enough.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where if you want to do whatever, not necessarily DJ or production music, whatever, it's whatever you want in life.
I mean, yeah, anything, yeah,
for sure.
So that's something that me and him bonded on is we have a very similar way of thinking in the sense of like motivation. When he's feeling down, I get his ass in the studio, especially when I'm feeling down.
Yeah.
He stays on me about that, and we just have this connection. I mean, I know I've been talking him up this whole show.
Oh no, it's
I just want to let people know, like out there, this is one of the guys to watch for because he's doing it organically as well. One thing that we like to do is just keep it organic. We're not doing it for the likes, for the big shows. We don't care. Like, there's so much of that going on in the scene, Yeah. But one thing we can always count on is just being real, basically. You know what I mean? Like keeping it true to ourselves.
For sure, because at the end of the day, it's going to fall back, and the crowd or whoever you're going to produce for it, going to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right away. For sure. So yeah, so you guys going out there playing more, putting out more music. 2020.
Okay.
In later months. You guys anything to push?
So besides those other releases I told you, we got a couple shows coming up.
Okay.
So we got on Friday the 13th, we got Bang Bang.
February
the 13th. Sorry, I'm terrible with dates.
It's all good.
For everybody to know.
February 14th.
Another thing with Adam's Good was the dates.
13th. Oh yeah. 13th. Okay, yeah.
So February 13th.
Okay.
We're playing Bang Bang, which is my first time.
Okay.
That's one of the clubs I've been wanting to play for, I don't know how long since it opened.
Okay.
So we're gonna be playing that, opening up, and then I got a show at Firehouse.
Okay.
With Jimbo.
Okay. Yep.
Love Life and all them for a soul set.
Yep.
I'll be opening up for George Smiddles.
Okay.
I got those two coming up, but lately I've just been taking a little bit less gigs.
Okay.
But more substance behind it.
Yeah.
So you know, something that's not just gonna be a whatever gig. Like for example, like dance classic is one that I like to play.
Yep.
Deep End, obviously, shout out to Deep End.
Yeah.
It's Chris Herrera's party, still on beat. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe we're going for right now.
Yo, let the people know your either your Instagram name, your Facebook, where they can find your music at on Beatport, all that stuff.
So the easiest way is to type in Miguel Rios SD.
Okay.
I put
spell
that
out.
MIGUEL.
Okay.
RIOS.
Okay.
S as in Sam, D as in dog.
Okay.
I put the SD because it makes it way easier to find. I mean, because my name is very common
there's
in the world.
8 billion Miguels.
If not more. I mean, especially the layout of my name. But so Miguel Rios SD, Instagram. It's all pretty much streamlined for the same name. So type it in Google and it'll pop up.
And then same for like Beatport and Track Source and all that stuff?
Yeah, so that one just without the SD.
Okay.
Just type in Miguel Rios and it'll pop up.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool, bro. Yo, I want to thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you, man. This is dope.
For sure. Thank you guys for tuning in. Catch you next time. Peace. Awesome, bro.
That was dope.
Hell yeah.